What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Gumby and the Goobers. Just got off Christmas. Brian, Anthony, how we doing?
I'm doing good. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to those that celebrate. The three of us celebrated together yesterday, which was a lot of fun. So with that said, excited for week 17. Coming to the end, it's a bittersweet time in the NFL season because it's exciting that playoff basketball is starting. This is the championships for BBM. But at the same time, that means we only have another couple weeks of NFL content. So it's a bittersweet time for sure. Anthony, how are you?
Doing well, yeah. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah to all listening tonight. If you watched the games yesterday on Netflix, you saw a few different players leave some presents around the Christmas tree, and then you also saw some players who left some coal in their stockings, right? So, guys like Lamar Jackson, you saw in the first game, Travis Kelce, Xavier Worthy, very, very nice performances on Christmas Day. And then guys like, for example, George Pickens was very frustrated for Pittsburgh. The Houston Texan offense in general, Joe Mixon, C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins even. That was not what you were looking for on Christmas Day if you had any of those players in any lineup, whether it be, daily fantasy, dynasty, redraft, of course, underdog. So, yeah, very, very mixed bag of performances on Christmas Day, I must say. No surprise that the Chiefs delivered again. They're 15-1, but yeah, definitely some very poor performances from the Texans and Steelers, especially.
For sure. And go ahead, Eric.
What's up, Tuna? What's up, Seth? How we doing? What are you gonna say, Brian?
I was gonna say, speaking with Anthony, just kind of high level recap the games that happened yesterday. It was probably one of my more exciting lineups that I honestly forgot I had drafted earlier in the week. I wound up doing one of the Christmas slates, like 2 games, and my best of 3 lineups actually came in 30th place. Pretty exciting. It was Mahomes, Derrick Henry, Kareem Hunt, Xavier Worthy, Robert Woods, and Travis Kelce. So I had 4 of the 6 optimal players, and I was telling Eric earlier today that I distinctly remember in this draft that Jalen Warren and John Mechie both got sniped 1 pick before me both times, which I was really sad about. And that actually would have been the most optimal lineup. So it was bittersweet, but again, directly accurate, which again, since I've been doing these like 2-3 game slates, which I have been saying for like 6-7 weeks now, there's definitely an edge here. I've made money consistently since then on these
yeah. Sometimes I forget Robert Woods is alive, but
yeah.
Well, Robert Woods is one of those like good football players. Like he did well with the Rams when he was there a couple of years ago, and I didn't honestly think Mechie was going to play, so I could have taken him, but I realized that it was probably he was going to play, so I was hoping to push him one more round, and
it's tough for those 2 game slates plus injuries on top of it. You're really scraping the bottom of the barrel there.
Yeah. But I knew I was out on Pacheco. I knew I was out on a lot of the Houston teams. Like I didn't have any mix in the 3 teams that I drafted. I had 1 Nico Collins, 1 just to diversify, but directionally accurate, which is nice.
Robert Woods isn't actually alive despite breathing. Yeah, that is confirmed. That is definitely true.
I won't be picking him. I won't be recommending him anymore.
Yeah. So I don't know if you saw, Brian, there is the Christmas slate, the 3-gamer. If you want to start with that.
There's a 3-gamer?
There's 3 games, or Saturday, right? There's 3 games.
There are 3 games. I didn't actually see that on the site,
I think
though.
So. Yeah.
Oh, there is. Primetime.
Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa. Got some Saturday football.
I prefer Boxing Day, but to each their own.
Is that today?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Fun time of the year, folks. Fun time of the year.
Ooh, let's look at some of the rankings. Let's look at some of the players on the slate for this Saturday game.
Let's do it.
Oh, you already have your rankings in.
Oh, I already put it in.
Okay, good. I'll tell you where you went wrong.
Let's go position by position.
I like it.
To me, I don't like already.
To me, I think Burrow is probably in a tier of his own. Personally, like he's not going to. I would probably where Lamar was going in the game earlier yesterday. Like he was going at like the 101, 102. I would imagine Burrow is probably going like at the 1-2 turn if I had to guess, and I think that's probably
I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't done any yet, but I don't think so.
We'll
Probably
see.
mid-second.
Well, James Conner's not going to play. I don't think. So I think there's going to be a big tier break after T. Higgins.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I wouldn't be surprised. We'll see. That's the benefit. That's the beauty of doing a couple of these things. But I think Burrow is probably my clear QB1. I do like Bo Nix too. Like, I don't know where he's in your rankings for quarterbacks, but I think that game projects to be a pretty high scoring shootout. So I like him as my QB2 on the slate for this one.
Yeah, he's the QB2 and ETR too.
Oh, really? Oh, ETR knows ball. And then I'd probably go Stafford and then Kyler as my 3 and 4.
No love for Herbert?
Not against New England. I don't think they're going to have to push the ball, although they did have Gus Edwards ruled out. J.K. Dobbins is questionable to play, so that could be an interesting Q-tag potential pick. But I think it would be like Burrow, clear tier of his own, Bo Nix as level 2, and then probably Stafford and Kyler kind of grouped together there. Anthony, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Gumby, I know your rankings are going to be a little bit different than what we're seeing on the left-hand side of the screen here, but I think Kyler Murray as QB2 for the projections is loony. He would not be my quarterback 2 from this group of guys right here. In fact, he might be like my second least favorite of the week out of these guys. I also think Drake May being the lowest projection, that's also loony. I think Drake May, listen, this is coming from a Patriots fan, a very sad Patriots fan, but watching Drake May this season, I think he has a very safe floor. Whereas somebody like Stafford or even Justin Herbert, I mean, I love Justin Herbert, but I think Drake May, just with his rushing ability, I think New England is going to be, they're always in a position where they're going to need to, late in the games, they're going to need to be aggressive on offense because they're going to fall behind in pretty much any game that they play. Unless they're playing maybe the Bears. So I think Drake May being the lowest projected quarterback is loony. I also think Murray being number 2 is equally as loony. I like Bo Nix. I always like Bo Nix. I actually think, Bo Nix and Joe Burrow right there, that could be, even though Denver's defense has been really good this year, that could be a sneaky shootout right there. Absolutely, in my book, because Cincinnati can't stop a runny nose. And then Denver, I mean, They've had a great season defensively, but again, you're going up against Burrow and all of his weapons, and Cincinnati's defense stinks. So, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I would love Drake May to go off this week just because he's in my eliminator team that's left for week 17. So that would be very nice. I have him stacked with Demario Douglas. Nice,
good Douglas share.
Yeah, his 7-point ceiling is gonna be very helpful.
Cincinnati also has a lot to play for. If they beat Denver this week. And
they're
then
still alive.
If Denver has to lose out and Cincinnati has to win out for them to make the playoffs. And obviously they play each other this week. So if Cincinnati wins, they'll probably be scoreboard watching in week 18. Mm-hmm. Depending on if Denver loses, they could win. So Cincinnati has a lot to play for. If they get up by 14, I don't think they're going to stop being aggressive, trying to put up points. And I think they will be able to.
Yeah. No, I think late in the season like this, I always used to say, I want guys, and this was, before I started playing Underdog, but still, you want guys playing in games that are meaningful, right? You don't want guys who are playing in games that are meaningless because there's just less incentive. Guys get pulled early, whatever the case may be. I mean, we just saw it today, a few hours ago, CeeDee Lamb's getting shut down. So you want guys who are playing in meaningful matchups at this point in the season.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's why I think James Conner's probably going to play because that game matters for them, right? They're not locked into anything.
They're eliminated with the loss to the Panthers, so they're.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's interesting then.
That's why Conner's. That's why I don't expect him to play. There's no reason to, especially they just signed him to a multi-year contract extension a couple weeks ago. So what's the incentive to put him out there?
True. So any thoughts on high-level running back thoughts? The projections have Chase Brown as the clear number 1.
Yeah, I agree. With his usage, it's hard to get away from him. He gets 18 to 20 carries. He's the only one that runs routes on that team in at the running back position. So when you have a guy that's a good player and gets 25 carries in what's probably the projected highest over/under of the slate, it's hard to not have him as the running back 1. So I agree with that for sure. Kyren is probably the RB2. I'm just looking at the slate here. I would probably either want to go Chase Brown or Ramondre Stevenson, and that's it. I don't know. Like Kyron. I've talked about before the last couple episodes. Like if he doesn't score a touchdown, yes, he's getting the volume. He hasn't been efficient with it. 3 to 3.5 yards a carry the last few weeks with all the volume. So you'll be disappointed with him if he doesn't get in the end zone multiple times. And I think you're just chasing the positional scarcity rather than just like passing up on other positional values and then just taking like a Ramondre who honestly would probably project for the similar amount of touches. And I think has, maybe a slightly less chance of getting in the end zone. But in terms of like picking Ramondre in like the 4th or 5th round versus the 1-2, like the 103 spot, like to me, it's a clear just wait and get Ramondre there.
It's also like you have to think about too the dynamics if one of James Conner or J.K. Dobbins or even T. Higgins is ruled out. That's like that changes a lot of like the positional scarcity stuff. And I'm also going to be thinking like I'm pretty sure if James Conner's out, the swap to Michael Carter,
Wilson,
Michael Carter.
Oh, Michael Carter. I mean,
yeah, I think that's probably a pretty clean swap. So like I wouldn't be too worried about drafting James Conner. Whereas J.K. Dobbins, like they probably just throw the ball more. No, I don't know if they're going to give Kamani Vidal and is Gus Edwards dead? Is he still playing? Yeah, he's out. So
they just ruled him out.
Yeah.
So like, are we really going to be happy about swapping to Kamani Vidal?
Well, if you asked people before the season, they would have said yes, but not so much now.
Yeah, they also faded Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. So
touche.
And yes,
yeah, to me, this is a Ramondre pick, or like Chase Brown early or Ramondre late is kind of how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, and then receivers here.
Receivers look pretty deep on the initial run. Like, I mean, Jamar Chase is clearly in a tier of his own. Puka, I think, is a 1B in this tier. T. Higgins is always going to project well just because of the passing volume that they have. Cortland Sutton is going to be, a touchdown or bust kind of guy, but getting a lot of volume. So I really like the first 6 or 7 receivers here through Marvin Harrison. And even if I really wanted to get nasty and just go into that Demario Douglas pick, which is not exciting, but you never know. So like I think receiver is pretty deep on this slate, which tells me that I would actually want to have Chase Brown ahead of Jamar Chase in this, in this simulation we're running here.
Yeah. I was going to say it kind of lines up to your thoughts overall on like the running back position too, where it's like you're okay with Ramondre, so like it's a good thing that you're okay with the top, like you want the top receivers pushed up. So it kind of
exactly. If I'm nothing if not consistent.
And tight end is decent with the top 2. McBride and Henry both are projecting pretty well. The question mark is Disley. Obviously, if he doesn't play, then kind of gets thin real quick.
Yeah, that's not pretty.
Yeah, but that would honestly, if you knew Disley wasn't going to play, ETR has Disley out. I just put in like a placeholder projection for him for my rankings. That would push up McBride.
I might honestly just wait on tight end. I mean, because it's all after McBride. Nothing about it really excites me. I mean,
yeah, I
guess if you're excited about Henry, sure, but it's not somebody that like I'd be like desperate to have or like chasing after. So I mean, and McBride's still no touchdowns, right?
None.
Two games left.
We also cannot ignore Austin Hooper. Like he is a legitimate red zone threat for this team. Like Hunter Henry, if he was getting all of the tight end work, would be more appealing to me. But Austin Hooper has been pretty good the last few weeks. So let's not sleep. Like, yes, Hunter Henry's getting more volume, but in terms of high value touches, it seems like it's Austin Hooper in the red zone.
Yeah. I mean, that's what makes New England so frustrating, man.
Yep.
It's like you just can't pinpoint like who their go-to guy is every single week. They've probably had, without even looking at it, just off the top of my head, they've probably had like 6 or 7 guys like lead the team in receiving yards like in a week this season, I bet.
Right. Yeah.
Tuna says he needs Kyron for his $3 finals.
Good luck. I hope he does well. Like again, range of outcomes is that he either scores 2 touchdowns and has 100 and has like 80 yards and you're happy, or he has 70 yards, no touchdowns, no receptions, and you're sad. So his range of outcomes to me is pretty wide, and that's why I wouldn't want him at like the 103, just because at the 103 you want like a sure thing. To me, I think there's other sure things on the board besides reaching for Kyron just because he's running back.
Yeah, I agree with this. Never draft a New England receiver. That is true. That is definitely true.
Not since Julian Edelman.
So we get the 102 here.
I think I would like the 102 because I'm hoping that Chase goes first, like Jamar Chase goes first, so we don't have the temptation to pick him instead of Chase Brown. Because I think to me, Chase Brown is probably like he's probably. I'm not saying it's correct, but I think he's probably my 101 personally.
Yeah, I don't, like, and like I always say, it kind of depends where you cut it off. Like if you have like every team as like a 2 running back team, then it would tell you to push up Chase Brown. But if you have every team as 3 receivers, it's going to tell you to push up the receivers. So
Right.
it kind of depends on that.
I'm also just Patrick Surtain is still very good. He doesn't shadow anyone. He just stays on the side of the field. I'd expect a little bit less production from Jamar Chase. He also has had some. I mean, they're not underwhelming, but he's had his games the last few weeks have not been like slate winning weeks.
Tuna says my team, it's a no wide receiver build, so I need my running backs to go off to have any chance of cashing. I'll show my eliminator team that's left after this too.
The thing we always talk about with Chase, though, Jamar Chase, is that like his good games, like his A games are A++ games. Like
Right.
I've never seen a guy like his A games are 35 or more. Like it's unbelievable.
Chase here.
This is a Chase pick, but it does make me feel validated that Chase Brown goes 101 because to me, like I said, that's the clear. It's Chase Brown. It's like how in the 3 drafts that I did, like Derrick Henry was the 101 every draft. Because after Henry, it was like Mixon against Baltimore's run defense, and that was never going to be a good matchup for him. So
Najee or Pacheco, yeah,
right, and then Pacheco or Hunt, like there's
or Hunt, yeah.
So Burrow goes at the 1-2 turn, as I suspected.
I probably wouldn't want to do T with Jamar without Burrow.
I agree.
So I'd lean McBride.
I'm good with McBride, and then maybe we can get Sutton and then stack him with Bo Nix and have that Jamar Chase, Cortland Sutton, Bo Nix team. Like that sounds like fun.
I would like that a lot. That sounds like a nice start. Because I'm curious because Bo Nix is pretty low, like on the underdog projections, but on the real projections he's high. So I'm curious how that's going to work out.
Yeah. So let's see the board. I'm curious. I'm assuming we'll do like more than one of these. I just want to see like where they're going. So Sutton goes. That's unfortunate. So Burrow goes at the 1-2 turn, like I suspected. Puka goes after Kyler.
I really want Kyler, to be quite honest with you.
Ugh.
I wouldn't want that.
My eliminator has Kyler too.
Yeah, he cost me a lot of teams this year.
Yeah.
I was all over him at the beginning of the year. I thought he was going to have a monster season.
Some of the correlation we could do is, nope, never mind. I was going to say Cooper Kupp with Stafford and McBride, but that's not going to happen. Man, we do T. Higgins?
Connor.
Connor's not going to play.
It's fine. We get a swap.
Do we want to get a
Michael Carter,
at, like, 10th pick overall?
I think it's fine. That's probably about where he's going to project. And if Connor's in, he's going to be like RB2.
I can't believe we're not taking Higgins.
It's like, all right, fine.
Oh,
like think about uniqueness. Think about uniqueness here. We'll have who's going to have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins without Burrow?
The guy who drafted
dummies.
Going to have it. Yeah, dummies. Yeah, exactly.
But if Bo Nix can get there himself, like he's no stranger to rushing.
It's easily Bo Nix for me here.
For sure.
It's always Bo Nix.
I don't know. I think I must have messed something up because I put a. Hold on. Let me see what.
Bo Nix is always the answer. Bo Nix is what you want Jaden Daniels to be.
Right.
That's a hot take.
It's sizzling.
The year.
Who, Daniels or Nix?
That's what I'm asking you. Who do you think? Is it clear Daniels?
Well, it should be Bowers, but they're going to give it to Daniels.
Okay, that's fair.
Because it's only a quarterback award, so.
Wow, like guess what Vidal's projection is? They have Dobbins out.
Oh, they have Dobbins out? Probably like 11.
10.8.
I thought Dobbins was playing. No, he's questionable, right?
He's questionable.
Yeah. ETR has him out.
Do you want to do like if he falls? I mean, he's going to fall. So Ramondre here, and then maybe get Vidal at the end.
What about Javonte?
Javonte's dust.
He sucks.
Not without. Well, Jaleel McLaughlin's not going to play.
Definitely Ramondre here, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Ramondre here for sure.
I mean,
we need someone with Bo Nix. Like, is
Devon Bailey? Not necessarily.
I like him. Who?
He could score a couple of rushing touchdowns.
He can. Yeah, that's not out of the range of possibilities.
So,
but if we're projecting, yeah, I know. No, I agree with you.
So we don't need to stack it.
We don't, but I think if we have 2 receivers going opposite him, it would make sense to have. He's going to throw it. He's not going to rush it for 5 touchdowns.
I mean, we just had a couple weeks ago where someone won with Josh Allen naked with the double Minnesota stack. Like, it's kind of what we're doing here. I know it's 3 games, so it's different, but
Bo Nix is different than Josh Allen, and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are different than, maybe not much different than Jefferson and Addison.
No, I think that's pretty even.
Tuna says
McLaughlin is in. Oh, I thought I saw a report that said he wasn't going to play, but I clearly might be mistaken.
I think we need to pick Vidal here.
Do we pick Vidal or do we pick Dobbins?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Dobbins is the Q-tag guy.
He's already gone.
Oh.
I think it's worth it.
Okay.
Because if J.K. Dobbins,
Michael Carter, woo.
Yeah, if J.K. Dobbins is ruled out, Vidal is going to be like a 3rd-round pick.
Interesting.
I mean, any starting running back, anytime a running back's projected to start in fantasy, they're going to be projected 10. Like,
yeah,
right.
That's a baseline.
Especially because everyone else is hurt though on the team.
Even if they have a shit matchup and they're a shit player.
Right.
Like Michael Carter, if Connor's out, is probably going to be projected like 11, 12.
I'm pretty sure Wednesday night they had Connor projected out, and then he had a limited practice, so I think they switched it. I'm pretty sure Michael Carter was like projected for like 13 points.
Yeah, and he sucks.
Before this draft starts, if you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. We appreciate everyone that has stuck around with us through the NFL season, our first on Underdog with 3 of us, and excited for the future. So thank you all, and hit the like button if you're new.
So this is my eliminator team. That's
fun.
Left. So I only had 1 player. I just had Worthy, which is a pretty good start. 19.
Good 1 player to have.
6th or 7th pick. My quarterbacks are kind of sketchy though. But
I mean, again, Kyler has had 2 very good weeks where he's won the slate. So who's to say it won't happen again? I mean, I wouldn't think it would, but you never know.
My running backs are pretty solid. Tracy's questionable. I saw he didn't practice today, but
yeah, I mean, those 2 at the bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyron kind of carried you through the first half of the year. Chase is kind of carrying you through the second half of the year.
Rico's come on strong too.
Jerome Ford is elite. I remember Eric explicitly giving me shit for that on our best ball team when I told him to pick him over Chubb.
This is an eliminator-ass team, though, with Chubb and Ford.
They're both – well, Chubb is bad because he's out hurt, and Ford is just bad.
Ford is good.
Nah.
He's a good football player, man. I'll want him in best ball next year, too, all things equal.
These are my
I
receivers.
hope he retires so he can't take him.
Chase, Adams. Oh, yeah, wow. Chase, Adams, McLaurin, Worthy, and Addison. That's a sick 5 wide receivers right there.
Yeah.
And then Trey McBride. You need Trey McBride and to me, this is Chase Brown. Yeah. But you need that Kyler to Trey McBride touchdown this week.
Yeah, that'd be a nice week for it.
That's pretty cool, though, to have a team make it to the finals in the eliminator.
Yeah, I did. I ran the ownership too. I scraped the contest.
Mm-hmm.
And Chase is 42% owned in the final.
Wow.
James Conner is pretty owned, so if he doesn't play, that'd be pretty nice. Chuba, Saquon, McLaurin, kind of what you'd expect to see the players who did the best this year.
It's not surprising.
No Burrow yet.
Burrow is still on the board.
Yeah, we got 2 picks. Ooh. Come on.
So what do you want to do here? He falls.
Burrow falls. Do we? I mean, I don't know. Do you want to push Burrow and get Sutton for the game?
This guy has Chase, so.
Okay. What do you want to do then? Are you okay with not having Burrow and having 2 Bo Nixes potentially?
That's fine.
Okay.
You want Sutton?
I would go Sutton then, yeah. If we want to get frisky, we could also take McConkey if he's still there. Just get 3.
Wow, so we're just going to give this guy free Chase and Burrow stack?
Yeah.
Seems wrong.
Yeah, it's. So I always talk about this guy, Nerdy Tenor, who's the DraftKings professional player who's kind of gotten into Underdog a little bit. He runs all these sims and stuff. And his thing is game theory. That's his background in real life. And he has a series talking about, I mean, if Burrow falls here, let's make this pick first.
Yeah. If Burrow falls, he's the pick. If not, I'd probably.
I mean, this guy would be an absolute moron.
Correct.
And he might be.
He might be. You never know.
I don't know him, so he might be.
I don't know him either.
What's the pick if he takes Burrow to you guys?
Probably Cup.
Oh, he's going to make us wait all the way
He's going to make us count it down.
He goes Connor.
All right,
I think we have to take Burrow.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. But yeah, he did a game theory series around Underdog draft games. And he was basically saying how the bigger the pool is of like opponents, like the less it matters like giving your opponents access to like weird like to like rare combinations in drafts, right? So like if this was like a 4-person draft that's just us 4, like if he's able to get like such a highly projected combo, like let's say we just
right, we don't want that.
Right, but like if it's like 20,000 people, which this is,
No, that
like,
makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
right?
Yeah,
I just thought it, like it's an interesting topic to like discuss because like it kind of matters, but like it also like kind of doesn't. And like if it's super rare, it'll just be canceled anyway.
that's true.
Yeah, one of my 4 drafts that I did was canceled. I had Lamar and Henry.
Really?
Yeah, which I knew was not like Henry was going at the 101 and Lamar at the 102, and somehow he fell. I was like, oh damn, I might be the only person in the world with this. And then Underdog was like, yeah, you are, which is why we're not counting it.
Correct. This is an interesting spot. I like Henry and Bo Nix both here. This guy doesn't have a quarterback or a tight end.
Well, we have Burrow.
Oh, we have Burrow. Okay, so Henry for me.
Yeah, this guy doesn't have a tight end, so yeah, I would go Henry here just to shore it up. And
yeah, the game theory aspect is pretty interesting. That whole series is very fascinating.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see. I'd check that out.
Yeah, you can access it for $150 a month.
All right, I'll start putting money aside.
Yeah, no, like because there's their whole thing is like they used to be like DraftKings pros. It's like a group of 4 people, and they're like the shit is too hard. Like it's too competitive. Like fuck this. Like they still play, but they're like we'll just teach everyone how to play. And like a couple of them like are into Underdog now.
Can we filter by?
So were they making money doing it, and they just like stopped?
Oh yeah, they made a lot of money,
but they just didn't want to go through the hassle of it.
Right. I like Vidal again.
Do you? So you're pretty much expecting Dobbins not to play.
I mean, it's just like the difference in value. Like we could either take 6 projected Quentin Johnston or take 4 projected Kamani Vidal, who might be 12 projected.
Yeah, you know I understand. Mean? Yeah, I probably would. If it was me, I probably would have gone Javonte just because we're saying that we think Denver Cincinnati is going to be a shootout with our 3 of our picks that we've made. So I would have just wanted Javonte there just to, you know, because he is the goal line back. As bad as he is, he may score a couple touchdowns. Wouldn't shock me. Vidal, I think, is a bit more of a fragile pick, but hey, it's the 5th round.
Yeah. But like, yeah, and also Chase Brown would be negatively correlated with Javonte.
Yeah, I don't think that matters much in these 3 games. I really don't. Like
right. Like that. No, I agree. That and the point I was going to make was that it doesn't matter much to be like slightly negatively correlated, but it also doesn't matter to be slightly positively correlated with like being the game stack. So like it doesn't.
That's fair.
Really matter.
That's fair. I would probably go. To me, I think Quentin Johnston has the most potential to catch a 40-yard touchdown. He's like the Justin Watson of this slate.
You agree, Anthony?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, let's do it.
Over Douglas.
Definitely. Jeez, I don't know if I'd say definitely.
Well, no, you said
over
most likely to catch a 40-yard touchdown.
I think that's what you're looking
probably done
for,
that
like
3 or 4 times this year.
Right. You're looking for like a 2 for 50 and a touchdown from that last spot in the 6th round.
Yeah, he's not going to get you 150 yards, but if you're just saying like one deep ball for 40 yards and a touchdown, Johnson's done that a few times this year.
Yep. You guys want to do more of these? Okay. Oh, nice. I do like these. These are fun.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the game tonight? I have no one in my eliminator team, so I need low scoring.
Well, I think you're going to get your wish.
It's a bad matchup. You should continue to watch us instead.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
I'm going to guess the Seahawks win. I'll say 2013.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think Charbonnet has a good day again. That's how you beat the Bears.
That's a hot take.
Is it really?
No,
I think Charbonnet has 2 touchdowns. How's that?
Oh, there you go. Now we're getting somewhere. Give me one more. Get even. How many yards?
2 touchdowns, 93 rushing yards, and I'll say that on the Bears side, who I would want, I expect Keenan Allen and Roschon Johnson to score touchdowns.
Ooh, Roschon Johnson. That's the hottest take of that. The hottest take of that is the Bears scoring 2 touchdowns.
Correct. Geno's always good for like a pick 6 or close to like a, they get tackled at the 3 or something like that on the interception return. I could see it happening. Caleb's also, he's one of those guys that's not good at football, but does put up fantasy points. Like
Caleb who?
Caleb Williams.
What do you mean he's not good at football?
Oh
he's
boy,
not a football player.
I don't think we can draw that conclusion.
Oh, we can. It's the conclusion's been made. It's over.
Oh
It's
God,
done.
I'm with Anthony.
I don't know.
If we're just doing one more of these, do you guys want to do like Puka?
Sure.
I feel like people don't like Puka anymore. I don't know what happened. He's got a lot of
No,
haters.
it's not that. It's just that I like Chase Brown more. But Puka's, I mean, he's the number 2 receiver on the slate.
I like any guy that's horny in his route running. You guys see that?
No.
You guys didn't see that? They talk about being horny running his routes.
Why?
You got to look that up. I don't know. It was just some reporter asked him about running his routes, and he was like, "Yeah, I got a little horny there."
Oh, that's good.
Oh, Jesus.
I like any man who's excited to go out there and score points for me.
Yeah, and like that's another thing where like if we were always like trying not to give people good combinations, like just never letting this guy get Chase Brown because especially this guy
Exactly.
Burrow now.
Right.
Can't believe-
Seth said one of the craziest replies ever.
Yep, Seth.
I had to find that.
Yeah, you got to
Anthony,
look
you're
it up.
always-
It was funny.
You're always good for like the pop culture, like what happened today in sports. Like we should make this a new segment on the show.
That's
moving
my
forward.
whole feed on X or Twitter or whatever they call it these days.
That's a nice start, Kyron and Chase Brown.
Yeah, it is.
I would go McBride.
We
just
got to at
because
some
my
point
ranks say
later
it.
on. We got to go back to the Caleb Williams not being good at football take.
We'll cover this.
That's a take.
This is a McBride pick, especially with Puka. We're just going all in on this game. Like maybe we can, like I don't know, but like how I don't think the Rams are one of those teams where like Kupp and Puka make sense
Both
to
go
be on the
off?
same team. Yeah,
Yeah,
like I feel like
it's
that's
usually,
very-
one or the other. It seems.
right. My money would always be on Puka, but like if Kupp falls, like is it rare to have Puka, Kupp, Trey McBride, and either Kyler or Stafford? I don't know. I would like McConkey if he falls, just like a separate piece from the game.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to pick Kupp, and McConkey goes.
Yeah, because I don't really want Kupp and Puka without Stafford, and I don't really want to take Stafford. So
Right.
Want to do like James Conner or
He's not going to play. Do we do Marv and hope that Kyler finds it?
we could do like double stack with Arizona, yeah.
Yeah. We have the, like I said, we have the Puka correlated piece. So in this version of the simulation we're running, it's a shootout. I mean, this is one of the
We
higher
could also do
projected
Patriots
over-unders.
too. Like just like
Four
make it Drake May. I don't
Oh,
hate
with-
that.
with
If we get sniped.
Yeah, with 2 Cardinals, I'd really want Kyler.
Yeah, but like Marv can catch a touchdown and McBride can get 20 points and Kyler's not optimal.
Touche.
But no, I mean like if he falls to us, then I would do it.
I think Ramondre is going to be my default running back pick in these if we don't go Chase Brown. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just hard to not pick Kamani Vidal. Like just because so perfect example today with an NBA because Giannis was questionable. And when Giannis doesn't play, Bobby Portis, if you guys know who that is,
yes,
his projection goes from like 20 points to like 45 points.
Bobby Portis.
Do you guys want to do Ramondre or Kyler here? Probably Ramondre.
I think Ramondre is going to get picked
Sure.
before Kyler.
Pretty sure Portis went to Arkansas. I think that's right.
That's crazy. That's a crazy
Former
poll.
Razorback.
But yeah, like so, like the question is like, do you take Bobby Portis in the 6th round when it's either like 20-point projection or 45, or do you just like hope Giannis plays? It's kind of the same thing with Kamani.
Confirmed he
Yeah,
did
makes
go to
sense.
Arkansas. I just
Thank
looked it up.
Yeah, Woo Pig Sui.
You're a special man, Anthony. You really are.
Thank you.
Let's do
Now,
Kamani.
do you want to go Javante here?
No.
Okay. Or not Javante, Kamani. You think he may fall, honestly. Like, I
I
wouldn't
mean,
be
this
surprised.
sounds crazy, but if Hunter Henry falls, I would just go 2 tight ends.
Really? You go 2 tight ends over Kamani Vidal, who you just talked about potentially getting projected for 12?
Oh,
No
I'm
way-
guessing he's
no-
going to get picked.
No,
I don't think so.
Yeah. And Henry just went, so
But we could also just do Dobbins too.
yeah, I don't like the fact
Right.
that we're just assuming Dobbins isn't playing.
Yeah.
We're not
exactly.
assuming. We're guessing.
You're projecting
That might
him
be
not to
worse.
play.
I'm not. I didn't project anyone.
Guessing might be worse than assuming.
I downloaded the CSV of the people who projected him to not play. I didn't do any projecting.
Wow. Henry and Hooper go. That's interesting.
Double
I think
tight
we're
end
going to
Stone Smart.
It seems like we're going to get. I don't think Vidal is going to get drafted at all. In like from what you think, like Dobbins to me is the pick, and then you Q tag him out with if Vidal plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to do like the positional scarcity stuff because like the projections are like wonky because like I'm just like throwing in like a filler projection for Dobbins and
Vidal.
Connor.
Right.
No, Vidal's
Connor.
actual projection. I mean, do you guys want to do Vidal again or no? Like this, like it's dust or dust. You know, like it's not.
Keishan Boutte is intriguing. Anthony, what do you think about him?
He's a Patriots receiver, so I don't love him.
Who would you go between the two? 5 seconds.
I'd go Boutte.
I like that. We're diversifying the portfolio.
Do you guys want to do a playoff best ball next or like a main slate next?
Well, let's talk about before we jump into the playoff best ball. After the results of some of these games, what has your projection sim tool said about some of these teams? Like the Bengals, I'm interested. Like 2 weeks ago, it was probably like less than 5%. Now it's probably like 30%, and it might even be closer to 50% if they beat the Broncos this week, which I think we expect.
Right.
I haven't updated yet, so we get a Twitter thread instead.
Okay. So let's interpret this.
So basically, everyone clinched that like we know clinched, except for Chargers, Commanders who are likely to clinch, Broncos likely to clinch, Rams likely to clinch, and then it's like a toss up between Bucks and Falcons, right?
Yeah.
The first round bye. Let's do this way. Chiefs are going to get the bye. They already clinched it, and then the Lions are the big favorite to get the bye.
Yeah, the Eagles losing that game to Washington. It's going to cost them.
Yep. So that's kind of the only real updates is that like the two buys are almost like pretty much locked up, and there's kind of just one playoff spot up for grabs, which is Falcons.
Why? Oh, okay. Never mind. That's interesting though. Well, it's not really locked up, right? Because the Vikings. I mean, I know the Lions are. I mean, minus 370, but Vikings and Lions play each other.
I'm sure they're projecting the Lions to kick the crap out of them, but
I don't know why that would be.
Oh, you don't think the Lions are better than the Vikings? I think if they played each other 100 times, they'd
no,
win
I
75.
do, but the Lions are also injury riddled, and the Vikings aren't a heater.
They also have Sam Darnold at the quarterback position. I think like
I'm calling my shot right now. I think the Vikings get it done.
I don't know who has the tiebreaker between them. Like I thought.
Sorry, I know this isn't really the point of what Eric was trying to do, but I'm just going to go off on a tangent and talk about how the Vikings are going to end up with the number one seed.
So I think now with Hurts, not only with him being hurt, but with the Eagles not having the seed locked up, does that not make him the clear 102 like he has been the last few weeks? I can't imagine it would be. Also, where is Mahomes? How is he not up on this top 3 list? Like that's crazy.
Can't draft Mahomes. He doesn't score points. Can't draft him. It's impossible for him to score 300 yards. Impossible for him to score 30 points. You cannot click Mahomes.
I know you're being sarcastic, but like, why is he not getting pushed up? He's not even a first round pick, and he's 15-1. And I'm not even a Chiefs fan or a Chiefs supporter, as you both know. I think they're going to lose in the first time they have a chance to play in the playoffs. But if they have a bye, how is he not going in the top 5 picks?
Well, the thing is because like if you have Allen, Hurts, or Lamar, you're pretty much saying they're going to be optimal in the Hurts or Lamar.
I would rather go Lamar over Hurts.
I agree.
All right, they're the same ADP basically, so
I would actually rather go Mahomes over both of them.
That's crazy.
I'm not going to do that. But.
Yeah,
why? You were the one. You guys are the ones that say they're going to make the Super Bowl. They already have a bye. Why not pick him too?
Because there's a higher chance of him making the Super Bowl and not being optimal than any of the top 3 guys, and it's not really close.
Yeah, I mean, I understand like from an advance rate perspective.
How many points did he score? How many fantasy points did he score on Christmas?
26.
Yeah.
Okay, that was his best probably performance of the year, right?
He's been playing better the past few weeks. He's been scoring more fantasy points.
All he needed was Hollywood to unlock him. But I understand Seth's point. He said that Mahomes and Goff both, because they have a bye and won't have as good advance rates. Like I understand that. But if you do draft 2 quarterbacks and you pick like Mahomes and Love is your advance piece, and then you're fine. And you have Mahomes, who's probably going to make the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic because like they're like it's 2 of 6 advance rate at the first round. So like the buys don't matter. I think people are overestimating that when drafting.
I agree. Like the fact that like Jalen Hurts went before Mahomes, like is wild to me. And what about Jared Goff? Like, do people think that Jared Goff has a higher fantasy output and or a higher likelihood of making the Super Bowl than Mahomes? Because there's no way he should be going before him.
Well, to me, it just like because of the way the drafts work with like Gibbs going like 3 or 4, and then like you'll just never get all 3 of the Lions guys. I just don't. It seems like a thin bet to try and get the right Lions guys plus the other side right in the Super Bowl.
That's fair.
Mahomes goes.
That's sad.
I mean, like I just do like either Vikings or Packers every time with Baltimore.
Yeah. It's hard not to.
Which
like I don't think anyone's going to take Zay.
Do you guys prefer Vikings or Packers?
Anthony's big on the Vikings, as we just learned 2 minutes ago. So I'm good to go Jefferson.
You can do that. I don't think they're going to make the Super Bowl, but
I think they have a better chance than the Packers. But
I agree with that.
I don't know. It's tough.
The odds are slightly better for the Vikings. Not significant, though.
The Packers are such an interesting team because they haven't had 30 dropbacks in the last 6 weeks, which is the longest streak this season in the NFL.
Yeah, they're ground and pound.
And it's working. So we wound up going, for those listening, we wound up going with Zay Flowers on the 2-3 turn. So our team is Lamar, Justin Jefferson, and Zay Flowers.
Fun team.
Fun for so far. So because we're going Vikings here, that means that we wouldn't have to worry about any advanced pieces, correct? Because we're going with the Vikings making the Super Bowl. Like, is it we're going to make the bet that the Ravens are making the Super Bowl and we're having 2 NFC teams, or vice versa?
Depends what falls to us. I don't really like to do that without getting like one player from each position. So like if we do like Justice Hill, then yes. But like because it's just hard without Henry, where it's like you could do like Lamar, Henry, Zay, and then just like 2 of everyone else, because those people are so likely to be optimal.
Yeah.
But without Henry, it changes it a little bit.
Makes sense.
Hopefully these people know what they're doing.
Who's going to have that though? Who's going to have Lamar, Henry, and Zay?
What are we doing?
Wow, that's a fun strategy.
Yeah.
Fun strategy to donate $3.
Yeah.
Well,
it.
maybe
someone's got to do
it.
To do. Someone has to do it.
Yeah.
I hope he takes a 4th.
It's the season of giving.
No. The next one is our.
Oh shit! Take Pacheco. People like his name for some reason.
No, can't draft Pacheco. He broke his rib. Can't draft him. Oh my fucking idiot!
What a moron!
This is probably gonna get thrown out. No, I don't think so, because they're all good players.
It's close to ADP.
I know, but he has 4 running backs.
That is the most high tier thing I've ever seen in my life.
Watch him win.
Respectfully, there's a 0% chance of him winning.
So Mark Andrews also goes, which is just frustrating. Xavier Worthy falls to the 4th round.
We still have Addison, right?
We do. We're on the clock as well.
I mean, is that okay if we have both the Vikings receivers with no Darnold? I think it is, right?
Oh, we can get Darnold. We just want to have the running back.
Oh, we can still get Darnold. Yeah, that's right. I forget. I'm thinking it's only one quarterback, but it's not.
We do need a plan at running back, though.
Yeah, that's. Well, I mean, that one guy just fucked everybody over.
Yeah, I mean,
seriously. I mean, what a douchebag.
We can make the bet that Derrick Henry gets hurt. Just go Justice Hill.
Well, we should take Justice
Hill. Is Justice Hill dead? What is his concussion?
No, he had a concussion. He's another one that's a good football player. We like those guys.
We could also think about doing another team too.
That's what I was about to suggest.
I think we go Kyron.
Houston?
No, Houston's dead.
Rams?
Rams are alive.
Yeah, Kyron's fine to take, right?
Kyron's fine.
What conference are they in? They're in the
NFC.
same as the Vikings.
Same as the Packers.
They're in the AL West.
So yeah, we're gonna have to do. We can make you over and up, and then we'll talk through it.
They're in the Pac-12.
Wow, big Puka fall.
No one wants the Rams.
I don't know why. People are drafting the Bengals more than the Rams, which is wild.
So the way we're probably going to set this up is I'll put the people at the top that I want to get. So these 2 from Baltimore, likely in Hill. Maybe Bateman. We'll see. He's kind of going a little early. But
I like Darnold. I like taking Darnold. That's another QB.
Agree.
Maybe.
Whoa, why maybe? Doesn't it make sense?
We have Lamar though. Like,
Yeah, but
how
I
often
thought-
does Darnold outscore Lamar?
Oh, yeah. But we
The
want
only
another
difference-
quarterback. Don't we want at least a second quarterback or not really?
Not because I'll answer this for you, Eric. Because Baltimore doesn't have a bye, we're making the bet that Lamar will always outscore Darnold.
We don't have, like, it depends at the end of the draft what we
okay.
need. Like, if it's like, okay, we have everyone we want from all the teams we're
Well, if
stacking.
Lamar
then
tears his Achilles in the first play of the drive,
then we
we're
Then
lose.
screwed.
congratulations,
We
we
lose.
lost.
We lose.
Then we need who's the backup there?
We
I
need
can't remember who
Snoop
the backup
Huntley.
is.
Or no, he's in Miami. Sorry.
Right.
Who's it in Baltimore now? Is it Josh Johnson?
Yes,
I think
that's
I
who
think
it
it's
was.
RG3.
That guy killed RG3.
RG3. 5 years ago, that would have been correct. So Bateman goes. I don't really. He's kind of a nothing burger to me. Like, I don't really want him. The only reason I'd want him is because of the team stack, but I'm not devastated that he's gone.
This draft is a wild one, by the way.
How
What's
so?
going on here? This guy goes full Detroit and then just takes Rashad Bateman as his one-off.
And Joe Mixon.
I don't know. I guess maybe technically not bad, but I don't know. That's a weird bet to make.
Yeah,
I
I think
people
people.
running backs. Oof.
There goes Puka
Fuck.
to the guy that has 7 running backs.
That guy is just an ADP value hound.
Want an advanced piece, maybe?
Did we go Packers? Did we pivot to Packers?
No,
We only
We're
had
not gonna-
Kyron. It's not like we had much.
because we're not going to have Jacobs, though.
Yeah, but we'll have Jaden Reed and Dontavian Wicks.
I do Packers every time.
Do you?
I do them every time.
That's because they
Crazy.
fall and they're a good team.
What about like
Yeah.
the Bucks?
I
Bucks or
would
Falcons?
wait. I would wait because they're still 50-50 to make the playoffs, and I don't think
They're
they're
not
going
gonna
to rise
make-
much.
They're gonna make the playoffs.
No, both the Bucks and Falcons are 50-50.
I know, but I know the Bucks are gonna make the playoffs.
All right, what do we do here?
No faith in Penix?
Probably Cup.
No. Do we want to double up on Cup without?
Yes, because we have Lamar.
Okay. All right. Fine. Cup and then Hawkinson. Is that the plan?
Let's do Cup and then
'Cause right now we have Jefferson
Hawk.
and Addison.
Hawk, and then pray Justice Hill falls, because if he doesn't fall, this team is drawing dead. Because so what we're doing here, right, is
Does it make sense to just take Justice Hill now then?
no, because I want to have 3 of each team. So we want Lamar plus Zay Flowers plus a third, and it's better because it's at 3 positions. So then we could use Kyron and Cup or what's his name, Addison and Hawkinson instead of Justin Jefferson. It gives us
Right.
more leeway and more outs if we have the 3 from each team.
Okay. Makes sense. Well, I don't think this guy at the 5 spot can take any more running backs. So we should be okay, but you honestly never know.
Yeah, what's the limit? Is it 4?
I don't know if there's a limit.
There has to be if there's not, there will be after this draft when Underdog sees it.
On one hand, I think limits would be a good idea and get less drafts canceled. But on the other hand, I want people drafting the worst possible teams. Let
The
them draft
problem
9
is-
running backs.
When it affects your team builds, that's when you want the
Yeah,
limits
that's
in.
exactly.
It's funny. It seems like running backs in this, the playoff best ball, is almost not you just want one solid one on the team you think is going to make the Super Bowl, and then just load it up with receivers and some tight ends.
Yeah, the best starts, if you get Lamar, Henry, and Zay, you could do so much with that.
How is Henry
How
going
do
to
you
fall
get
that
that,
far?
though? Yeah.
It happens sometimes. If
Really?
you get Lamar at 4, or someone takes Barkley before him, and you get a small Henry fall. Henry's ADP is 5 or 6. He went 8.
Oh yeah, Henry went. Yeah, he went
Hmm.
8 in this one. Okay, I guess I could see it. And if Lamar's ADP is 3, so if he goes to 4, I could see it happening. I guess.
3.3, so he falls to 4 a good amount.
Right. So Justice Hill's still on the board.
Yeah, he survived the running back high T guy. What do you guys think
I'm
about
surprised-
Commanders?
I was just about to say I'm very surprised to see
Intriguing.
that the Commanders are not there. Yeah, I think the Commanders can still win the division if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think they can win the division.
I don't think they can.
I think you're both incorrect.
But
Don't
I
they
mean,
have
it
6
doesn't really matter.
losses or 5? Well, they had
I
6
believe they have-
losses. No?
I don't think it's over yet, especially if Kenny Pickett has to play this week.
Well, that's fair. Yeah.
So Justice Hill for sure. And
Yeah.
we have 2 picks left. We could either do like another quarterback. I guess someone took Darnold. Yeah, what a smart guy.
Yeah, the guy
Um,
that had the 7 running backs.
I would probably just never pick Stafford. I don't think his ceiling is there.
Mm-mm.
I like Likely, or we could just do like something completely different, like Tampa Bay.
I mean, Mike Evans could be a good advance piece. Same with McConkey. McConkey has a higher chance to make the playoffs. So if you want a for sure non-dead piece, he's probably the guy.
Yeah. I think
Also,
that's fair.
just looked it up. Eagles are 12-3. Commanders are 10-5. And the Commanders, after that win, have the tiebreaker. So if the Eagles lose the next 2 games, I know it's not likely.
Who are
but
they
if Hurts-
playing?
They're playing the Cowboys this week, potentially without Hurts. And then they play the Giants in week 18. So I'm not saying it's likely, but there is a possibility that it happens.
Yeah, you've got a better chance of seeing
Also-
a pig fly.
If you want to do like give us another out, this is kind of weird. But if we do Justin Herbert, then we could also play like the Chargers and the Rams Super Bowl.
Ooh, that would be fun.
That's
Because-
intriguing.
Because then we can
LA
get
Super Bowl.
we get the quarterback, we get Herbert at quarterback, we get Kyron at running back, and then Conky, Cup. Is that 5? Yeah.
Do you have your Sims up for the odds of the Rams or the Chargers and the Ravens playing against each other? And like,
No, I didn't update anything yet.
okay.
I think this guy.
I'm curious what
did,
that
like-
would be.
LA Super Bowl would be
What was
fun.
the question?
Would be a terrible.
Chargers and Ravens. The like I don't want them to play them early.
I don't know what the bracket looks like, but it reseeds though. The NFL reseeds, so they would
Ravens
probably
right
play,
now are the 3 seed behind the
they would
Chiefs.
probably
and the
play
Bills.
the Bills then if they won, or the Chiefs.
Okay, so they could play them in the AFC Championship game. We could have a nice stack there potentially.
True.
It's
But,
a
like-
skinny stack.
If that's the case, do we want to do Herbert? Wouldn't we want to do like J.K. Dobbins then?
Probably.
I think that's probably my lean.
Yeah.
But like I'm also okay with Likely if you guys think he's more likely to be optimal in the Super Bowl.
I think I prefer Dobbins. No.
I think I would prefer. I think just because of how weak we are at running back.
I
Yeah.
don't think we're maybe a little weak.
If Gus Edwards gets put on season-ending IR, and Dobbins is the only guy, like he'll project for like 13 points every week, and
No,
I
it'll
think
be more
he'll.
We
than
need
that.
more.
It was
Right,
more.
so
It
he'll
was,
project-
it was disgustingly high before when he was the only
I know.
one. It was like 18 or 19,
And what is likely going to project for in the best case scenario?
like 7.
Okay, so then that's.
But
your
like they'll
answer.
never be in the Super Bowl together though. The Chargers and the Ravens.
I know, but if we want advanced pieces, but then we have all the Ravens. I don't know. I mean, I could see it go either way.
Well,
Well,
likely
likely
goes,
goes.
so it doesn't matter.
Right. I'm glad we don't have to make that decision.
All right. What do you guys want to do? BR,
Not
playoff
cheap.
best ball. Let's do
Um,
one more playoff best ball.
You want to do one more?
I like the
playoff?
playoff ones. Ooh, the Mitten 2. That's what it's called? Oh, what about
Yeah.
the Little Mitten 2? What's the Little Mitten?
It's the same thing, just 20 entry max.
Oh,
$3.
how cute. There's a big mitten and a little mitten.
There's so this one just opened, so like that's also something to consider too. I forgot to say that. The other one closed today because it filled.
Oh
So
wow.
all the teams are just being drafted today.
Hmm.
So there's no like super teams yet.
Ooh.
Until ours.
Until ours, yeah. We need 4 for this one. If anyone wants to join and you want to stay in your own lane and not draft 4 running backs, please join. Need 3.
So is this a Cincinnati? So do we want any Cincinnati exposure just in case they like again? If they win this week, it comes down to 2 games.
No.
Who do the Broncos play in Week 18? I'll tell you if it's a good pick.
Probably the Raiders, I think.
Oh really?
I think so.
That's a shame. It'd be so fun to see the Bengals in the playoffs.
We've seen it. And
It'd
they
be fun to
didn't
see it
win.
again. I know, but they made the Super Bowl. It's not like
They
got.
did.
Not like they're like or get bounced in the first round every year.
Fair.
They ain't making the playoffs. I hate to break it to
They
you.
play. Okay. They play the Bengals and the Chiefs.
Who?
The Broncos do.
Okay,
If they
all
lose
right.
The next 2 games, and the Charger and the Bengals win this week, and then their Week 18 game is again.
Who do they play?
Who?
The Bengals.
They play
Steelers?
they play the Broncos this week, who they have to beat
Okay.
anyway, and then in Week 18 they play the Steelers.
Is
They're
that
not
at
making the
home?
playoffs.
At home or at Pittsburgh?
At Pittsburgh. Does it matter? You think Russell Wilson's going to beat Joe Burrow? Especially
Yeah,
after
I think
watching how bad they looked yesterday against the
Well, I mean, the
Chiefs.
first matchup didn't Russell put up 40 points on their defense?
Yeah,
It's not about Russell beating Burrow. It's about Russell beating the shitty Cincinnati defense.
Yeah. I think that Pittsburgh's defense has been worse the last few weeks too.
It has been pretty bad.
I don't know.
Yeah, they also
I
just
think
played the Chiefs.
But like, what? You're talking about closing line value all the time, Eric. Like, what if the Bengals win this week, which I think is greater than 50%? Going into this next week at this time, the Bengals are going to have a relatively high ADP compared to where they're going now because they have to. Two things have to happen right now. Like, if we're expecting them to beat the Broncos, which I'm sure Vegas does, that seems like an easy potential super team build right here.
If they were being drafted 0% of the time, I would be okay with it. But they're being drafted like way too much. That's like 50%.
Are they really?
I haven't seen a single player picked in the Bengals.
Trust me,
the draft we did.
They're going. People love them.
Not in this new contest.
Well, that's true. That's a good point.
That's the difference. I can't believe Hurts is going 102.
Why?
Because the Eagles are on a good football team and they don't have the bye.
Oh, here we go. That's part of it, though. That's why he's pushed up.
No.
It's so funny how like the elite fantasy quarterbacks like Mahomes and Goff are like the two favorites, and they're not being pushed up because no one thinks they're like good for fantasy.
It's ridiculous.
Goff is good for fantasy. Very good for fantasy.
All right, what do we want to do here? We could try and do like Saquon, AJ Brown.
Oh my God, our first Saquon share,
or
My heart
Gibbs
is
and
warm.
Jared Goff.
Gibbs Goff is more fun. Gibbs is going to project more than Saquon every week from here on out.
wrong. I mean, might be right, but wrong result.
Let's do Gibbs.
Gibbs is going to project as a top 3 running back rest of season, assuming
Yeah, the
he's healthy.
projection will probably be correct. Yeah, but like he'll probably be projected higher than.
And then there you
Saquon.
go,
I
Brian.
agree
We can
on
do
that,
Detroit and Bengals just for you.
Thank you.
Ooh, a battle of zoo animals, zoo kitties, Bengals and Lions. I like it.
Roar.
What do you guys think about this? The Chiefs, Mahomes, and Barkley.
It's interesting.
That actually, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I still think there's a very high probability that the Super Bowl is the Chiefs and the Eagles. So
Do you?
I do.
I don't
think
think
that's
the
the
Eagles
most
are a good
likely one.
football team either.
Well,
I mean-
maybe you're not good at judging football teams then.
We'll see. I'll die on this hill until
I mean,
they win the Super Bowl.
So you're not willing to take any of the Chiefs or the Eagles, but you're all in on taking Burrow and T. Higgins, just in the slight possibility that the Bengals make it as a 7 seed.
Difference being, Mahomes is going in the first or second round every draft. The Bengals
No, I
haven't been
get
drafted
it.
once yet. That's the difference. You're talking about a potential super team, and again, thinking forward because we're a forward-looking.
Okay, well,
company
what's the idea? What's the most likely outcome? And I think they could make the playoff. I really do. I mean, based on what you were saying, I think they can beat Denver this week, absolutely, and they could sneak in. But what's the probability? Because they would be this. I don't think they could get any higher than the 7. If I'm correct on that, I think they could
probably the
only get
8.
the 7. Well, no, it's
Probably.
only 7.
Oh, okay, then
They only
7.
do 7.
Yeah,
So
we're on the
they
clock
would be
here.
pretty much locked into playing the Bills. Just keep that in
Right.
mind.
I think we push Laporta and try to figure out what we're going to do on the other side.
I agree. What do we
Do you
do?
want to do like Chiefs?
Yeah, we can, but we don't have Worthy or Mahomes, right? Is Worthy gone?
I don't think so.
I'd rather go Worthy over Kelsey.
Nah.
No,
Because-
what have you seen from Kelsey? Oh,
It's first of all he'll try harder in the playoffs, and second of all, Hollywood Brown's coming back too, so it's going to change everything a little bit. I do think I want to go Worthy over Laporta though.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
So like the fucking takes Worthy.
He's got the
That's
Mahomes
nice.
stack.
No, he doesn't. Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
So Laporta.
Oh,
So we're gonna need to get another Chiefs player. No one wants Pacheco right now, so he'll probably fall.
Justin Watson.
Justin Watson. Yeah,
I'd
couldn't
rather
pay
have
me.
Hunt.
Yeah, Hunt is the new trendy pick in this format.
Really? Well, he's
Sky Moore.
And then I would probably do like I was talking about before. We have a setup where it's like we have a quarterback, running back, and wide receiver. So we can do like double or triple stacks of a couple different teams on the other side. So like right now we have Chiefs. We could still do Bengals. I don't really want to, but we could. No one.
If you don't want to, we don't have to.
No one wants Texans.
No,
well, for good reason.
Are we sure?
What do you mean? Are we sure?
Yesterday, they've looked bad for the last like 4 weeks. Take away Tank Dell, and they looked like a team that didn't even know what sport they were playing. We already have a lot of Texans builds too, but I mean,
yeah,
geez,
I remember the
what
last
have you seen?
stream. I mean, my God,
what have
Yeah,
you seen?
we're going to be tanked in all of those. No pun intended with tank, but
did we take Tank last week a lot? I don't remember.
Not
a
last
couple
week, but
times,
2 weeks
no?
ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still a Tank truther. I think he's good. I don't know.
He started to come on at the end of the year until he died. So what other team do we want here? So we have a Kansas City team, or we have Kelsey. What other AFC team do we want?
We could do Texans, Steelers, Chargers, Broncos, Bengals.
I like Chargers. But it's tough for the Chargers because they just don't have like anybody. That
Would you
like,
rather
really
want the
excites me.
Chargers, who are going to lose in the first round, or the Bengals, who, if they get hot, can somehow find a way into the AFC Championship?
I don't think the Bengals. I think that if one of those teams made the Super Bowl, it would be the Chargers.
Oh, I totally disagree.
So what do we want to do? Which Kansas City receiver do we want to take?
I'd rather take Hollywood. Hopkins' snap share went down a lot since Hollywood come back.
You can't make a Super Bowl without stopping anybody.
All right, let's do Hollywood. So then we have 2 Kansas City and 3 Detroit.
Like, what are they? They're going to win 49-42 every week. The 3 games.
That's the plan.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what they've done so far.
All right, well, let's see.
I mean, like Houston is still falling though.
I was going to say, if you want to take,
though, I don't want to do it without Nico.
Okay.
This guy pivoted. He didn't take.
I'll take the Bengals over the Texans. I'll do that.
Do we want to do Hopkins or no?
I mean, if we want to shore up the 3 Kansas City pieces, that's the way.
We don't need 3. We're okay with 2, but I think Hopkins. I think he's going to play more in the playoffs.
I don't know about that. I don't think they want him to. I think they're good with his like 55% snap share.
I don't know. Maybe.
I could be wrong.
I think it. Did we talk about this Pacheco and Hunt split in the playoffs? Like, what do you guys think that's going to look like?
I think Pacheco is going to be on the field more between the 20s, but I think they really like what they have in Hunt in that goal line role.
Yeah, Hunt. I mean, Kareem's played well. You have to admit.
I think it's going to be a little more in favor of Pacheco in the playoffs, but I don't think it's going to be as much as people think, or as much as ADP would suggest.
I agree.
I think it's going to be pretty close to 50-50.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think they're going to get the same. I think Pacheco gets more touches, but I think the fantasy points scored is probably going to be very close because of the goal that Hunt has.
So Steelers Pickens just goes, so I don't really want to do that now.
No Texans, please.
Chargers are still probably there.
We might be bullied into the Bengals
or the Chargers.
Chargers is fine. Yeah.
Do we want to take Kareem Hunt here?
I think Hunt here because this guy has Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Maybe this is crazy. I think I like the Broncos more than the Chargers.
It's not crazy.
The problem is, like, fantasy-wise, like, you're not going to get as much from the, like, because it's just, like...
It's like Nixon Sutton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might make it an arguably better pick, then, if you just know who is going to be the ones getting the points. Like, if you, in this world where Goff scores more points than Knicks every week, well, maybe all we need to do is take, like, Sutton and the tight end.
Oh, there's a good point. I didn't even think of this. We have 7 fucking bye week players.
All right, let's pivot to the Chargers or the
let's do
Chargers or Broncos.
God, this is what I rely on you for. You guys are the ball numbers. You need to tell me we're taking all bye week teams.
Well, you're the one who kept picking Kansas City guys.
Oh, they kept falling.
I kind of forgot that was part of this game. I kept looking at the players. I was like, oh, Kansas City and Detroit. Good Super Bowl matchup.
It feels very
looking good. Yeah.
Hey, Bird Dog. Maybe like 2 rounds ago, this would have been nice to know.
Maybe he's in the draft and just wanted to like
Yeah.
make sure that he got his players before
He's
telling us
he's
it
like a
was too
free
late.
cash for me, free advancement.
Right.
All right, so damn, that sucks. This team's dead. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, I mean, in the slight possibility that Ladd McConkey scores 8 touchdowns, he could be enough to get us out of the round.
That's true. There's only going to be one Ladd McConkey team.
But wait, we're talking before about like Eagles and the Chiefs as like the most optimal teams that you want, but they're all like, what if the Eagles win out and the Lions lose?
Eagles
Then
aren't
it
getting
would
the
be the
bye.
same thing.
But you know who could get the bye? The Minnesota Vikings. So Bird Doggy, how about that?
He said, "I wish." Gave you guys too much credit. Yeah.
What if the Vikings catch the Lions, which is very possible?
Yeah,
gotta beat them. They just gotta beat them.
In your world, it's almost expected. It sounds like
Well, they play each other. All they have to do is just win.
that's it. And all the Bengals have to do is win.
Don't they need a little help? Though?
Yeah, we can't take another quarterback.
Yeah.
Do the Bengals actually need help?
I think we should. I think we should just play
Is it?
trying to advance with the 3 players, even though it's then. So we'll take Herbert and Dobbins. But yeah.
Now, wouldn't a Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase been more inspiring than Justin Herbert and J.K. Dobbins?
Well, now that I know that it would have just been them trying to carry us to the 2 of 6 advance, yes, that would have been way more inspiring. Because I mean, we're making the sickest thin bet here, so I don't know.
But if we somehow make it out, then our team's going to look very, very nice.
I guess
That's
in this fantasy, we need Detroit to lose to Minnesota and not have the 1 seed.
Well, you know what?
That would be 10-0. That's funny.
I'm speaking it into.
He should have let us just go. It would have been so funny. Like, see our team literally
been like, wow, this team is sick. Let's go. We got the optimal Super Bowl. And then someone in chat's like, yeah, like actually your team fucking sucks.
Yeah. What's
up,
up,
Doc? This is a mitten, not a gauntlet.
No, this is a donation.
Yeah. All right, let's do a BR. Just give the people what they want, and then maybe we'll do one more playoff basketball because I do enjoy the playoff basketball now. I know I said I hated it, but I'm back in. I'm back.
Tiger Woods.
Guy's been crushing NBA. Tiger Woods.
Is he good?
Yeah. So I'm looking at my ranks for the main BR, and I actually have Achane projected as my number 1 running back. As the number 1 pick, I mean.
Oh, I don't have that.
I have Achane, Jefferson, Josh Allen, and Bucky Irving.
Wow, Bucky Irving, man. He's flying up the boards.
Also, a quick mini shout out to my man, Brian Thomas, almost cracking the single digits of ADP in week 17 after putting up 5 30-plus point games in a row. I'm glad that the community is finally starting to come around to this guy because he is just a fucking beast. And I've said it since week 2, and I've been made fun of and ridiculed on and off stream by Eric constantly for it. And I'm going to just say, Brian Thomas, I'm never drafting you in best ball next year because you're going to go with the 1-2 turn, and it's not going to be worth it.
This is by ADP. My ranks would say Jefferson.
Yeah, I agree. Jefferson's my number 2.
But yeah, so in Dynasty, I traded Brian Thomas Jr. for Josh Allen the week that Josh Allen got like 4 points.
And Brian
Who made
Thomas
that
got, like,
trade?
30.
It was more. It was like Josh Allen a first, or it was Brian Thomas
Kyler.
a first and something, and Kyler, yeah.
Kyler, Brian Thomas, and a first for Josh Allen. Seth said that his big regret was not getting more BTJ in best ball. Yeah. Seth, I don't know if you were here when we first started the stream doing a couple of best ball drafts when we first got introduced to Underdog, but he was one of my flag plant players this year. I really liked his tape coming out of LSU.
It's just so hard. Like he was going in the range with like Ladd McConkey and Xavier Worthy where, I don't know, like I feel like all those guys had just as equal of a chance of breaking out. And Xavier Worthy he's been good too.
Yeah, I mean, you really couldn't have gone wrong with any of those 3 receivers.
The answer is always the LSU receiver. Let me tell you right now.
Yeah, that's true.
You know where you went wrong? Marvin Harrison at the 110. Like I said when watching it, I was like, this is ridiculous that people are drafting this clown there.
I mean, yeah.
Can we say it's a mistake now?
Like, based on results, clearly it was wrong. But
what if he puts up 50 this week?
He's the best pick on the board. I'm serious.
I know, it's just so ridiculous.
Because you need him for any money. You need him, if you don't have him, you don't win anything.
But you can't expect your first. Like, how many people have McCaffrey on their team that advance? Like, less than 1% has to be.
Yeah.
Oh, give me some Brian Thomas.
All right. I will not. After the soliloquy you gave, I won't veto that one.
Thank you.
I like Chuba too.
Yeah, Chuba is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running back on the board. What's his name? Josh Jacobs already get drafted?
Yes.
I didn't even see him. Okay.
Yeah, you want the 1-2 turn
With Achan. That's a fun little
Ooh.
start.
Yeah. Yeah, Achan and Jacobs. I should have told you guys going into last week that are we gonna take Chuba here?
unless you guys don't want to.
No, I like Chuba against Tampa Bay.
Holy shit!
I
I just saw this for the first time. Baker is quarterback 2.
They have, believe it or not, Tampa Bay Carolina is the second highest total points on the slate for this week. There's only 8 games on the slate. It's a weird week.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday games. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right. It's a lot lower of a slate for sure. But yeah, Baker projected to be my quarterback too, and then I have Darnold as my QB3. So I would probably want to go Darnold at some point just with the Jefferson. Maybe get Hawkinson back too or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, the tight end picks this week are not very inspiring. Like, I don't want to waste a pick on Bowers at like the 1-2 turn. Which seems like that's where he's going based on ADP. I don't like unless he puts up a 30-point game, which he can do and has done in the past.
I mean, you don't really need that though.
I know. That's my point. Like, I would rather take like any of the next 3 picks between Mike Evans, James Cook, or Brian Thomas before Brock Bowers. Also, I guess ETR likes Tyreek Hill because last week he was going at like the 5-6, like in the 6th round, and now he's going at the 2-3 turn.
Let me see. I don't remember, to be honest.
I'm looking at my.
But like, you also remember, like you said, like you take away like half the players this week, so like he's gonna project better, but like with the same projection.
I also don't know if Waddle is playing. I know he got injured last week, so he might be just one of those not projecting well now, but could project well in the future.
ETR has Waddle out.
Oh, really? And what's Tyreek projected at?
13 point something.
Wow. If you told me that a year ago, I would not have believed you.
He's also old. Like, don't forget, he's old.
He's old. He's 31, but he was going like at the 103 in best ball last year. Or this
where does he go? Where does he go next year?
I think we talked about this briefly, didn't we?
We did.
I think I said like the 4th round.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
Yeah, I would have to.
It's not going to be late first or early second.
I think Brock Bowers might go at like the 1-2 turn.
He might, yeah.
Which I think is an awful pick.
My ranks say Neighbors, who's questionable, who said he's a game day decision.
Yeah, I mean, if he wasn't hurt, I'd say Neighbors for sure. But I don't know. Part of me wants to just lock up the Hawkinson stack. Yeah.
Hawk Tua.
Sure.
Hawk Tua.
I think I saw somebody did that in the BBM final.
That was Dog Bowl final.
Dog Bowl final, I mean.
Yeah. And he got like 5th place with it.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sometimes I guess when you do it for the memes, God rewards you. Ooh, Jerome Ford getting drafted. That's a fun pick.
There's nothing fun about Jerome
For
Ford.
who?
Have you ever watched him play?
For who?
Jerome Ford's a good player, man.
And we'll probably get a running back next. Projections like Kendra Miller, they have Kamara out.
The problem with Kendra Miller is that he's not involved in the receiving game. Like I think he only had 2 targets.
Kendra Miller is that he's bad.
Is he?
We don't know. No one knows though. He might not be.
I don't think he's a fun player to watch. Like he's got that he's got lateral quickness, which I'm learning slowly is one of my favorite
TCU,
qualities.
So he's a bust.
He went to where?
He went to TCU, so he's a bust.
Okay.
You guys didn't know that? Come on. You guys got to study up on your college.
I don't even know what TCU stands for.
Going to TCU means you're an automatic bust in the NFL. Unless you're
what
Andy
does TCU
Dalton.
stand for?
Like semi-okay.
Texas Christian University.
Oh. That's how little I care about college.
It's very sad, especially when you're saying that to me.
Yeah, it's true.
If
Do you
Neighbors
guys
falls
think-
here, I guess we take him and Q tag him, right?
Do you think his projection is like real? Like he should be like going this high?
I mean, I don't know. We're taking him in the 6th round. He's not going high.
Yeah, but like, should he even be drafted above like Devontae Smith and?
I mean,
Jacoby?
at this, I mean, I do like Jacoby a lot this week.
Jalen McMillan's kind of a fun pick for somebody not getting drafted.
He's fun. He's getting drafted like somewhat,
Is
probably
he?
like 50%.
He's kind of a fun pick.
That's a fun pick too. I agree.
I mean, we have the second to last pick in the draft, right? Like, I would just go Neighbors and then Q tag swap him to Jacoby Myers, unless you would just want to complete the team.
I don't know. I always lean to running backs.
I know. Who is anyone calling out your name?
Kendra, but I would probably do it like Kamara and then swap. I think Brees is fine. So
It's Buffalo at Buffalo.
It's already taken into account, buddy. Projections take it in. These are the 4 that I would consider here.
I would just Q tag somebody and then swap them out. You like the 2 running back builds though.
Let's do Neighbors.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm never gonna
you're up to the Sims.
Neighbors can swap to Hall. Yeah. I mean, I'm never gonna take like any 3 wide receiver team. So it is nice to have one.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do? You guys want to do?
Let's do one more playoff, unless you guys object.
Let's do it.
I like the playoff ones, and this time I'm going to pay attention so that we don't take Lions and Chiefs.
So we don't get yelled at by our chat.
And Bird Dog, if you notice us making a mistake, please feel free to help us. And also, if anyone's new here and you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. We've enjoyed the ride with you guys, as I said. So do all that fun stuff, help out the channel grow. And yeah, stick around and, get some tea, get some coffee, relax, and watch us make a couple donations to Underdog. Ooh, finally we get the 101. Haven't had that in all the drafts we've done on
stream. We haven't, yeah.
I don't think we've had the 101 yet.
I don't think so.
Salute. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think we have. I don't think we've ever had a Josh Allen team.
So we should take Jalen Hurts here?
I think we take Hurts.
What do we like? What's your lean on the other side? Like, do you want it? Because so Shakir's ADP is like 18, 17.
Yeah, that's insane.
Do we take him? Do we take him at like 12, 13, or do we try and push to 24?
I would try to push it. Who's gonna want Shakir without Josh?
I said that. I said that. I think on the last stream, like the guy who took Allen and then took Shakir. I think at like 12, maybe. That's crazy to me.
There's so many better. Let's see how the board shakes out before we decide. Oh, thank you, Seth. We got some friends and family. All right, so we got to keep our team close to the vest.
Yeah, that's true. Can't give away too much to the guy drafting 5 spots ahead of us or next to us.
Correct. Ooh, the Margot's at the 2nd spot. I think that is the right decision. I don't think Hurts should go 3rd, although we have Doc in here who does know ball, so I would respect if he goes Hurts.
Oh, that is Doc.
I know. What's up, Doc?
Yeah.
Look at this. Doc just knows ball, man. He doesn't go Hurts, the guy that's not going to get out of the first round. He goes Derrick Henry, the guy that's also going to get bounced in the first round.
Who do you think is actually making the Super Bowl? Bengals and Seahawks? Because everybody in your book is getting bounced in the first round. So I'm curious, who do you actually think is making the Super Bowl here? Bengals.
I think the Lions are going to make it. Lions are going to make it, and then I think from the AFC, it'll probably be.
You know, you want to say Kansas City.
I don't. Probably the Bills.
Okay.
I really want Lions Bills. I think that is going to be a fun one.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Bird Dog says the Detroit Philly drafters will take Shakir sometimes. Makes sense.
That does, yes.
James Cook goes.
Yeah.
I think he's probably a bad pick anyway, to be honest.
I don't disagree.
So we have to have Shakir though? Like why can't we?
We don't have to.
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh, AJ Brown,
Buffalo player.
AJ Brown and Devonta Smith. That might be unique.
Oh, that is very interesting.
Now, if Philly gets the bye, we're screwed.
Why?
They're not going to get the bye though. They're almost. It's almost.
Is that for sure?
Yeah, it's very certain that it's either going to be Detroit or Minnesota. Pretty much.
Why are we
Okay.
screwed?
Well, I'm trying to think like if there's a way that Philly somehow gets the 1 seed, then we're going to be having everyone other than Josh Allen not play.
Yeah, but I think that's unlikely. I think we're good. And we could also do like a third team.
That's fair.
So
Josh
Shakir
Allen,
goes,
AJ Brown, and Devonta Smith is probably the most fun start we've had in any of the drafts we've done so far, though.
Shakir goes to the Philly drafter. He's probably pissed at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a spiteful pick.
Yeah, this is a good point. If Philly gets the bye, our last team is very live.
We're just hedging our bets.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
I mean, that is something to consider if you're doing like a ton of teams, but if you're just doing one, it doesn't matter.
Right. So we have Josh Allen, 2 Philly pieces. What is your brain telling you? What is your brain telling you, Anthony, of other teams that we should be considering here?
From what conference?
NFC.
From
NFC.
Let's see what's on the board.
You
I
got
mean,
Minnesota, you got
do
Detroit.
you have? I'd have to look at the projected playoff odds again, but do you have?
You got the Vikings.
Or like the matchups, I guess, because like that could be fun. Well, if the Rams are the 3 and the Eagles are 2, because I was going to say Rams, but
Vikings.
I mean,
and
I still
Packers
feel like
and
Vikings
Commanders.
make sense, right? Yeah, Vikings still make sense.
Aaron Jones and Josh Jefferson just went. So
yeah. Packers would be okay too because it reseeds. So I'm kind of assuming that Washington's not going to win their first game. And if that's true, then the Packers as a 6 seed would play Detroit.
let's take at least one Buffalo receiver. Do you guys have a preference, Cooper and Kate Coleman?
Yeah, I mean, just based on ADP, I guess I'd go Cooper, but I think Coleman is going to have.
I like Coleman too. Yeah, I like.
We
Coleman.
could wait, I guess, if we want to do that.
All right, we'll wait. What else? What
we go Rams? What about the Rams with Puka?
I think Rams might be playing Eagles second round though, based on the matchups.
Fuck it, let's just do it. We're committed to it.
All right.
Yeah, I think again, Keon Coleman is going to be one of those kind of like Xavier Worthy, just kind of comes on as the season progresses.
Yeah, I like Coleman.
We do want Cooper goes. We do want at least Ty Johnson or Ray Davis and one receiver.
Yep.
With the Bills. So,
well,
do you guys have a lean Ty Johnson or Ray Davis?
I kind of like Ty.
Ty that's what I was going to go with. Right. So we should probably go Ray Davis.
3 ball knowers here. Ty Johnson.
We should go Ray Davis if we all like Ty Johnson.
Ray Davis has the bye against Ty Johnson.
Bird Dog says, I think you take all the Bills you can from here.
Yeah, that's a thing too, where like, because the idea is we're using 3 Bills and then 2 Rams, 2 Eagles based on the Super Bowl matchup. Right. I don't hate that, actually.
So we wouldn't want to take like a Cooper Kupp if he falls and then the rest of the Bills.
So Kincaid. We might be screwed.
We still got your boy Keon.
Yeah, but he might go.
If we can get Keon Coleman, then I'm good with the risk.
This is true too. In this format, both running backs aren't crazy because we want to use a running back from the Bills in the Super Bowl just because it opens up more options for like against the Rams or the Eagles.
Right. Come on, baby.
Doc might take it. He's doing Bill stuff, so he might do it.
Don't do it, Doc.
He does it.
Fucking Doc.
All right. Is there any Buffalo receivers left?
No.
See, now I'd want to do let's do Ty. Did Kupp fall?
Yeah.
I think we should do 3 Eagles and 3 Rams now instead. So 2 Buffalo, 3 and 3 on the other side.
I agree.
Kupp or Goddard?
I would go Goddard.
Really?
Yeah. Goddard by ADP. He's going to get drafted before we come back.
Okay.
Oh, Bird Dog says Goddard. It's Goddard and Kupp.
Yeah.
I agree.
Hopefully Kupp falls. I mean, we have all the Rams.
We have all the Rams other than Stafford.
As long as everyone knows what they're doing. We got 2 people who know what they're doing here at least. So.
Right. Well, Doc knew too well what he was doing, and put Keon Coleman.
Yeah. I mean, like his team's going to be good though with the Buffalo stuff.
Yeah,
I don't really like James Cook. I just think that like it's going to be a three-headed monster like it's been all year. Like James Cook could score 30 points. Like that's definitely possible, but it could be 15 from Ray Davis and Ty.
But if you believe that the Bills are going to make the Super Bowl, then you obviously would want the running back, the RB1 on the team,
Right,
even if
yeah.
RB1A.
Yeah. But is it worth the draft capital?
So he's betting on what, Bills Packers, which that could certainly happen.
I do so many fucking Packer stacks. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you do like
all their players fall.
Yeah.
It's like Jacobs.
If you get Jacobs early, like no one wants any of the Packers. It's crazy.
Oh, in fairness, Jacob's been the guy that gets 25 touches and then each receiver gets 4 targets, so I can understand why.
Not enough Bills. That's definitely
it's where we kind of screwed ourselves, I think.
Who was the pick?
I think so.
Who was the pick that we pushed Coleman and Cooper for?
I think when we had Cooper, and Coleman on the board, we needed to take one of them.
But I mean, really though, if it is Rams and the Bills, how often have we seen naked Josh Allen just kind of get there himself? Do we need all the Bills? Not for maybe not.
Well, it's different when it's
three game.
Different when it's one game where like 6 points might be in the winning lineup.
That's fair.
Or like is likely to be in the winning lineup. If you score a touchdown, you're probably optimal.
Wild to think.
Like the odds of the Bills making the Super Bowl or winning the Super Bowl with Josh Allen just getting there by himself, that's just not going to happen.
So we'll do Cup here, and then do you want to do Ray Davis too?
You just said if you score a touchdown, you're probably optimal.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I would rather have more Bills than less.
And then maybe like an advanced piece to finish off.
Do we need an advanced piece if we have all advanced teams in this?
But like, who are we going to take? We're going to take Mac Hollins.
I would take Mac Hollins.
Curtis Samuel.
Or Curtis Samuel. We just need Bills pieces at this point.
I don't know. I mean, I guess.
Bird Dog wants Dawson Knox.
Foxy Knoxy. I like it.
Really? You guys like Knox?
No, I don't. I'm just teasing.
I would rather go Hollins over Knox.
What does Knox have, like 9 points this year? He has 47 points.
He's bad.
I mean, I feel like every time I watch the Bills, Mac Hollins just gets peppered with targets, but then I look at his targets and he just doesn't. I don't know what the deal with that is, though. Maybe I just noticed I'm like, oh, it's Mac Hollins, like target.
He's like a deep threat for the Bills. If you want like a worse version of Justin Watson.
He runs deep. I don't know how much of a threat he is, but he runs deep.
Well, he's a worse version of Justin Watson, so that's all you need to know.
But like my thing is, so like let's say it's Bills Eagles Super Bowl. We're using Josh Allen, one of the Bills running backs, so that's 2. And then definitely two of these.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we probably do want another Buffalo player.
I agree. I would either go Mac Hollins or Samuel. I would probably go Hollins because I think he has a higher chance to score. But they do use Samuel will probably touch the ball more.
What's his injury? Oh, that's like nothing. Seth said I forgot I only had Mahomes.
Let's check out his team after this.
No, you have
Kelsey too.
Kelsey.
Hollywood. Okay. Oh, Emmanuel Wilson. That's a fun pick.
It's kind of gross.
I kind of like the nastiness though.
All right. You know what we should do for this? We're gonna RNG it.
Oh.
All right, 2. Taking Dawson Knox.
Oh.
Foxy Knoxy.
Last time you said RNG, you lost out on a dog bowl seat because you picked the right end.
That's true. That is true. Any other thoughts before this game tonight?
No. Just wanted to say hi to JMC who
I hope Caleb Williams goes off just to make you look like
I hope so too. That would be funny.
You guys really think Caleb Williams is a good quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah. He plays for the Bears.
He plays for the Bears.
He holds the ball. He holds onto the ball way too long.
He had a terrorist calling plays for half the season.
He what?
Look, there's things he's got to work on. Yeah.
He had a terrorist calling plays for half the season.
I don't know. He's gonna be that guy that has the excuse of his whole career of like, if only he didn't get broken in Chicago.
Like Trevor Lawrence?
why don't you just be tough and overcome bad coaching like other quarterbacks that have not had optimal situations when they got drafted? I totally agree with JMC. Good for fantasy tonight, mid in real life. That is exactly what I
For
said.
now. He's also a rookie.
But you've seen other guys that are better than him. I'd rather have Bo Nix over Caleb.
People are just think about it this way. People, as of like 4 weeks ago, are just starting to like Bryce Young again.
It took him a year and a half.
No, I know, but that's exactly what we're saying. Is like a year from now, you could be singing a whole different tune.
But Bryce Young had like a very, very good college career. Caleb Williams had one good year.
No, that's just not accurate.
I was told last year he did not have a good season.
He threw a lot of picks because the team sucked ass, so he was just.
It's always the team. It's the coaching staff. It's the OC.
No.
It's never the quarterback.
Well, he was so bad. USC just took off this year without him. They were a great team.
They were bad with him last year.
They weren't bad.
They were mid. That's what he is. He's going to be like 18 to 20 on the quarterback list every year of his career, which won't last more than 5 years.
Oh,
you're saying Caleb Williams is Daniel Jones, by the way.
Think about it this way.
Yes.
You think Bryce Young is a good example? People as of 9 weeks ago are just starting to like Sam Darnold. He's been in the league 7 years.
Yeah, I know, and it took him 7 years to recover what the Jets did to him.
He's good. Yeah,
he's not good. He can throw the ball.
So in 2031, my Caleb Williams take will be vindicated. That's what I'm understanding.
And you know what? From 2025 to 2030, when people take Caleb Williams in best ball and I don't, I will be happy.
We'll do a show from the nursing home in 2031 about Caleb Williams. The final conclusion.
All right, I can't wait for the offseason. It's going to be fun.
All right, everyone. Good luck this week.
Thanks for joining in, everyone.
Yeah, appreciate everyone in the chat telling us we're stupid for stacking the wrong teams in playoff basketball. Have a good night.
See ya.